idea has been to provide strong liberty-based candidates, hopefully ultimately in both parties, that are going to strengthen both party structures. Ultimately, politics is about ideas. Some ideas that have worked, some ideas that have failed. The track record is there for all to see. And that for too long, I think in the eyes of most Tea Party members, the Republican Party has not stood up to its principle and its ideas, and has in some way been a bit too bashful about that. And I think the great kind of revelation of this Tea Party movement, which has been expressed by Jim DeMint and others, is that there's nothing to be ashamed for in standing up for the principles of liberty. They've worked, they've contributed to the greatest country that the world's ever known. Alaska was important, quite obviously, because Murkowski was viewed as such an unbeatable Republican status quo political figure. And what the Tea Party candidacy in Alaska showed was that when you reach out to the people with the right ideas, and you do it persuasively and humbly, and ask for their support, that we are no longer in a period where people gravitate to family names. That really these are offices of the people, and if you can connect with the people and you have an agenda for the people, you're going to win that race. So that's what was interesting to me about Alaska. Delaware, Christine O'Donnell is someone I've known almost from the beginning of her political career. She's a very principled conservative. She is an undeniable ally and member of this Tea Party movement. And I think what we saw there was a tad bit of political arrogance in Mike Castle, in the sense that, this guy had been governor of Delaware, he'd been in Congress for multiple terms, he had, millions upon millions to spend in the race, and really took Christine's candidacy for granted. Christine, on the other hand, to her great credit, spent her time getting out into diners, into the community, meeting with Tea Party and 912 organizations throughout the state, identifying prospective voters, spreading her message. She connected with the voters of that state and dislodged, as big of a political giant as Delaware has produced in our lifetimes. What's great about this whole Tea Party movement is that it's created, it's reconnected intellectual conservatism to some degree with grassroots political activism, and that hasn't existed in our lifetime. Those have both existed as sort of separate bodies, and now I think we're seeing a correlation of the two in a way that's probably one of the most powerful political movements in this country's history.